Bitcoin at $60,500. Now, guys, I'm bringing you this stream on a Saturday because we need to get ready for a short squeeze that can happen at any moment. Now, you guys know I've been waiting for 58,000 for some time. We finally hit the weekly 618. There is bullish divergence. Daily RSIs are at the bottom. And now we've seen a bounce. Now, there's one wall holding us from here to the mid 60,000, if not 70,000. Now, the good sign is the Bitcoin dominance is looking weak. Therefore, altcoins are all sitting at resistance right now. So today, I'm going to give you guys all my trade setups that I'm in right now. I want to speak around the short squeeze and why we need to be prepared for it. So if it happens, having positions in can go into profits really quickly. And I have a couple of altcoin plays on positions that I've just taken now. So guys, happy Saturday to you all. No more wasting time. Let's go.
I try and help everyone in my space, and this is what I get. I try and fight the devils, but inside I'm just like 𝗕𝗵𝗹𝗶𝗶. Welcome to 𝗕𝗵𝗹𝗲.
Howdy fam, let's go through a couple of important things. So again, why the short squeeze is quite important, specifically over the next 48 hours, is because we want to reverse the weekly candle. Right now, the weekly candle, we've seen a bounce, okay? And we actually had a good daily candle. So just to show you this, we finally got a pin bar, right? Pin bar, bit of volume in, not major volume just yet, but there's a reason for that. We are sitting at a bear wall right now. After this wall is a push all the way up to 65,000. And this, if we start breaking anywhere within the next 24 hours, it's very likely we're going to start a squeeze. Now, what we're looking for a high time frame reversal, because again, when it comes to the weekly, right, we've hit a very important 618, right? The big weekly from bottom, right? We've hit it perfectly to the dollar, right? And now sitting at 58,000. Therefore, I had tons of limit orders. Let me show you guys what's to come in the stream. I have a couple of positions, not many, but I got a few positions in right now that we will speak around. As I say, I'm quite long. I've been waiting for this, being patient for this. But nonetheless, big 618, daily divergence, bullish divergence, and RSIs getting through to the bottom. So we've hit the big zone. I want to see a reversal now. So the important thing that we want to see, specifically having a big week next week, because the plan is this, right? This is what the plan looks like. Something like this for a real bounce, where from here, we make our way to 70 to 72,000. We make our way to the main resistance trend. After there, we'll see if we break through or if we go into a little bit of a depressing, boring kind of stage. Nonetheless, the risk to rewards now for good trades and money to make to the upside, that is what I'm paying attention to. Who knows, we might break through it and end up on that side, right? But nonetheless, for a real bounce here, we need to see some momentum. We need to see some strength. And yes, I've been looking for volume, but where I really want to pay attention, if you look at daily, we are getting a little spike of volume over here. But I want to pay attention to the monthly, to the weekly, right? High time frame volume, because ultimately we are looking for the high time frame reversal. We're looking for the bottom phase of the cycle. Now, again, time-wise, I think real moves happen closer to around September. Okay, but there is a chance that if this is the bottom area, it's very likely we're not going to come down here again in the future, right? And that's why it's a bit of urgency, not only for some good trade setups now, but some really good long-term investment entries where we're sitting. Now, I want to jump in over here and go through the play of what I'm seeing right now. Now, there's one level of control where the bears are holding, and that is where we are right now, right? At $60,700, right? This big previous high over here. Now, you can see ever since we started making our way down from the mid-60s, we've been making a 4-hour lower low all the way down. And now we're on the verge of possibly a new high. Now, on this high, you could see a very clear area of where we can see a short squeeze, right? The next big resistance is from here. We have this small resistance at 62,000. We have this one over here at 63,000. And then we have the 64,000. Now, why am I saying the 64,000? Because when I have multiple resistances, I look for multiple tools that are lining up to those areas, right? And if I look at these areas here, I got 2 reasons why we can go here. I got 3 reasons why we can go to 63. And I have 4 reasons why we can go to 64,000. The first one is the major top trend over here. The next one is Fibonacci points, right? If we look at the main Fibonacci points, right, you can see that the 618 is sitting right under 64,000. Okay, so again, what I'm looking for now is the short-term squeeze over here to these areas. And once we break this high over here, this is where bears are holding control right now. It's very likely we'll go there in a very fast type of move. Now, again, the good sign about a $64,000 push by the end of the weekend, right, gives us the weekly close of a pin bar candle. So as you could see over here, $63,300 will turn this candle green, right? And that's what we want to see. We want to see a long tail down, and we want to see this body that's red right now absorbed into a green body, or at least a neutral candle. That will give us a sign that next week we could be seeing a strong push up from here, possibly into the mid 70s, right? Early 70s to mid 70s. Then I do think after that a little bit of a cool down, but this is the opportunities that I'm paying attention to right now. Now, as we go in over here, to show you guys, I have been loading up. Now, yesterday's stream, I said, guys, we were here. Very likely we can come down. I'm setting limit orders. So I set limit orders at 59,300. I set at 59,500. I set limit orders down to 59,000. I set limit orders down at 58,700 to show you the proof, right? Great news, guys. I'm funded, which is amazing. So I'm trading with 700K right now, which is amazing. And I'm on the verge of passing my next funded. So again, using the tools around to get extra liquidity in the markets. And I'm $8,700 up of real cash money, baby. That's a good one. But I'm loading up, right? So as you can see, many limit orders, or not limit of positions. I have 12 positions. I have multiple Bitcoin positions. So what I've done is I've set it on isolated, entered multiple positions with some different stop losses. But you can see all my buys, right? You can see all the major buys that I've been setting over here. I have 58,700, 58,900, a bunch between 59,100 to 200, and then I have later ones closer to the $60,000 mark over here. Okay, so I've been loading up for a push up. The first area where I'm going to be TPing out this will be the areas of close to around the 65, 66,000. Right, I think there's going to be a little pullback there. I'll go through it in a sec. And then I think there's another push up. So I'm still in that mentality of trading wise. I'm going to be taking a whole bunch of profits, right? Specifically on the trading view. When it comes to spot and long term, I'm holding them for a little bit longer to see the push up, see how we reacted those major zones over there. Okay, and then a couple of new positions that I've taken is 𝗬𝗵 positions right now on stream. Right just before the stream. These are still in entry zones. Let me go through it. So what I'm looking for here is firstly a very clean setup. Right, so what I have on the Bitcoin chart here is this is where the short squeeze wall is sitting from here up to this area over here. Right, then the next thing is this line over here is support. So that trend line at the bottom, that is key stop loss areas, and also an opportunity if we do want to come down and test here before, there is a possibility of this. So we must keep that in mind of at any point we could see a push down here and then possibly a push up over there. Right? Again, we had resistance. Now we break. It's very likely we're not going to see a pullback. We've had multiple days to weeks of downside. We are going to see absorbing candle at some point and volume coming from the buyers. But that is for me, if I'm looking for new, fresh buys that I want to be patient for over there. Okay, so Bitcoin, will I be entering? Maybe some small positions here, right? The first area of stop losses I can put is here at 59,300. Okay, but if I'm looking for a little bit of space, 58,700 stops. Okay, but Bitcoin's not the main one I want to pay attention to for some fresh entries. However, is a good sign for the strength over here. Now, the USDT dominance, okay, is starting to break, right? The 4-hour trend to the downside. I just want to show you guys this. So this chart going down is obviously bullish for the markets. Showed you guys that we did expect a new little higher high here with massive bearish divergence, right? Which means very likely we could be starting our way all the way back down here. Right, this for me is that $70,000 move on Bitcoin. However, this is the $70,000 Bitcoin here. The fact that I'm seeing this drop here means altcoins are involved in the next pump, right? So getting us to the altcoin markets, here is the Bitcoin dominance, right? So the good sign of Bitcoin dominance, specifically over the last couple of days or so, is we have lost that trend and we're sitting with big resistance, which means that yes, there's going to be short-term strengths, but ultimately we should actually see some downside. If not, us doing this. And that, with the Bitcoin push to 70,000, is bullish for altcoins. It's not a parabolic. Unless Bitcoin really wants to go for speed, like get there fast, then we might see a breakback in here. Nonetheless, we should see a nice altcoin move. Now let's go speak around the altcoins. Now again, massive bullish divergence on the altcoins. Just want to show you guys, lower low on charts, right? Higher low on RSI means that it's very likely when a bounce happens, it's going to be a fast bounce. Now to show you guys altcoins, right? Let's just clean up the chart here for a sec, right? Put this main trend from the top here down, okay? And you can see that is where the main altcoin breakout that I'm looking for. Okay, this means the entire altcoin. So this is telling us that there are certain alts that are maybe showing more strength than the rest of the market, but we should see over the next couple of days a breakthrough this trend, the rest of the altcoin market waking up. Now, the news on that basically means that any alts that are breaking the major trends are the entries right now, which also means that 70% of them are not breaking those trends just yet, which means that every day, every 2-3 days, new altcoins are going to be released. So I highly suggest you put your notifications on, you get your head back in the game, and you watch every single stream I do every single day now, because we have tons of altcoin trades to come when this market is ready to go up again, right? Big opportunities to come into play. But nonetheless, this divergence is a really good sign. Now, again, what do I want to see by the end of the weekend is I want to see the weekly candle get absorbed. Break this trend, right? We close outside this trend by the end of the week. Very good week for altcoins ahead over here, okay? Then let's now jump into the altcoin play. So here's ETH. I told you guys I'm long on ETH, right? I longed ETH over here. I got positions on ETH, and as you can see, we are now looking to push up to this trend. So I'm seeing a squeeze at any point on ETH, right? There's the short-term highs. We're about to break a push up to $1,700, right? Then again, what I want to see over the next couple of days or so, push up here, little slowdown period, and then we can start getting back to the 2000s, right? Anything bearish, guys, limit order stay down here on things like ETH, right? Something like this, that's the plays over there that I'm paying attention to. Okay, again, we do have bullish divergences on ETH. Now let's go through Solana. Sol's on the verge of a nice little breakout. Cool thing about Sol is there is a little bit of time on Solana. Right, we have this long-term trend coming from the top over here. Okay, so we can be catching the next couple of days, let it get strong and catching some longs from Sol. And we should this time, guys, previously we only got to $100. We should be seeing over the next couple of weeks a push up to the areas of 140, 160, some strength. Right, and as you can see, altcoins are a little bit closer to the big trends than what Bitcoin is. So we might actually have a dropping dominance over the next couple of weeks and some altcoin strength, even though Bitcoin might be slightly boring. Okay, now I want to get to a couple of the opportunities. A couple of the alts to pay attention to, has not broken yet, but one to get put on your list for next week is a possible little drop at any point on Injective, but a break of this trend on Injective, right? Zcash. Now I want you to put this trend in because when Zcash is ready, there's the trend, okay, on the 4 hour, okay, in the next day, 2 days, 3 days, at any point we start breaking this trend, there is incredible Zcash risk to reward longs incoming. The trade that I've taken today is 𝗬𝗵, right? 𝗬𝗵 for me is now breaking this key trend over here. So just to show you guys over here, we have broken out this trend. We are retesting. That's why I am in a 𝗬𝗵 long right now. What I also like about 𝗬𝗵 is it has a really good stop loss play that's not too far. So you put the bottom trend in, my stops are sitting over here. Therefore, you go back to the chart here, and you can see my 𝗬𝗵 positions. I've got 3 of them. There's my stop losses, right, under that trend for now. Okay. Then if we go through, a couple to pay attention to is one that's this one over here, which is 𝗕𝗏𝗄. 𝗕𝗏𝗄 is starting to break out of this trend. Could see a nice retest into the zone over here. This might be a nice entry. All right, there's the bottom trend, stop loss below that area over there. All right, when we go down the list over here, I see GRT starting to wake up. Let's see Doge. Doge, not just yet. A couple of hours or a day or two away from Doge. Render, possibly looking for a nice little breakout on Render. Okay, so the big thing here, guys, is the big 4 hour trends, put them in play. NEAR protocol, this one looks really good. All right, NEAR is breaking out the 4 hour. There we go. All right, there's NEAR. Anything I want to do stop losses, guys, put the 2 bottom candles over there, put the trend stop losses below this area over here. All right, that's where the key stop loss areas are looking over there. Now, again, over the next couple of days, alts every day. Once we get through this phase, a lot of gains to be made to the upside. I'm going to bring in you guys tons and tons and tons of altcoins. Now, something I want to talk massively important to you right now is in 1 day, 7 hours from now, I'm launching a challenge on how to make $100 a day business, right? Teaching you a 3-pillar system of how to chart, how to use leverage and protect your capital with a cost per trade, and how to have a daily routine and a system. I've also built you guys an automated custom system tool that you get right at the end. I'm trying to get it ready in time. There's a good chance. Okay, join up. It is free for you guys. There's a link below in the description. Right, so go below, click over here. Okay, go below. There is the challenge. Join. Now is the time to get back on the horse and the time for us to fly and get ready for some momentum to the upside. 500 spots available. It is free for you guys. Join up. It is there below in the description. Okay, let's get back over here and see what else I'm seeing. Oh, AVAX. Pay attention to a possible AVAX breakout. We are breaking out the major trends over there too. When it comes to liquidity, I like that there's a little bit of liquidity above, but again, no major liquidity that I'm seeing, which means if we see a breakout now, very likely it's going to be a real move, right? That's the important thing when it comes to liquidity. When it's out of the way, right, we tend to see real moves come into the market. Now, do me a favor, smash up the like, subscribe up, and then below, put all the altcoins you want, because tomorrow, at this time, I am live with you guys. Sunday stream with you all. Put your altcoins in the chats below. I'm going to be doing a full altcoin show for you guys, going through all the alts, right? All the positions, all the trades. A bunch of action will happen by then. Put them below the stream in the comments, and I'll see you guys all tomorrow. Thank you for watching. Have a great day. Bye-bye.